Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and tonight we have another segment of 20 random questions. And our guest tonight is professional boxer Charles Meier, and he's actually tuning in from the Minnesota Twins baseball game. How you doing, Charles?
Hey, I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Professional boxer watching a professional baseball game. Ain't that interesting?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I came down here to watch my daughter. She's a Viking cheerleader. They performed before the game started today, so I never miss anything that my kids do. So it was kind of good to be here to watch her.
Speaking of that, she's got to be getting ready for the Minnesota Vikings season, right?
Yes, she is. She made captain this year, so it's pretty cool.
Wow, she made captain? Hasn't she
Yep.
only been on the team like 2 seasons?
Nah, this is her fifth season, I
Fifth
believe.
season.
Yeah, I think fifth or sixth. Fifth or sixth. She
Oh,
made it.
wow.
She made the team her senior year in high school. Just as she was graduating, she made the team.
Wow, I didn't. Time flies. I didn't think it had been that many years already.
Yeah,
So
she's
you
already
must be.
graduated college this past year.
Geez, how does that make you feel, man, to have your daughter as one of the cheerleaders of your football team?
I don't really have words for that. You know, her and I, like, she grew up with me. We watch Vikings every Sunday. She's my ride or die. Like, she knows we got spots on the couch. Like, if my wife is sitting on the couch and I'm not there when the Vikings are on, like, she'll kick my wife out. She'll be like, no, you can't sit there. That's dad's chair. You know, so she's got my back. I love it. I
But
love it.
but now she's not there for the games. Now you watch her on the field.
Nah, yeah. So we go to every game. Where every game that she's at, we only missed one game in the past 5 seasons that she's been on there.
All right, so I got to ask you, can she get you discount tickets?
Nah, we get something from. We still got to pay. It's not a big discount like they used to. They used to get free tickets way back in the day when it used to be at the Metrodome, but now Ziggy has us pay a little bit, but
Okay.
I'm still it don't matter. I'll pay whatever to be at the game and watch my baby.
All right, so let's switch back to boxing for a minute. Now, I don't think you ever really announced your retirement, but you're not fighting anymore, right?
I'm not fighting anymore. You know, I still got hands, baby. I can throw them if I want to, but uh, no, I never did announce a retirement. But I'm just focusing on coaching now.
Okay, and that's what I was about to ask you if you were still involved in the boxing scene. So you are coaching at a gym then?
Yes, I am still. I'm coaching at Lakes now. Yeah, I'm trying to help out. Trying to give
Nice.
back. You're trying to give back the way that the guys gave to me when I was coming up.
All right, well, that's good to hear, man, that you're still giving back to the kids.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So you ready for these random 20 questions?
I am. Look, I just want to wear my Minnesota Vikings dad shirt because I'm a nerd. Should I throw that out there?
All right. All right, question one. How did you get involved in the sport of boxing?
My cousin James Taylor was a boxer, and you know he used to push me to get into it, and so he was a phenomenal amateur boxer, Golden Gloves fighter, 7 times. I think he owns a record or something like that for Minnesota for Golden Gloves titles. So he pushed me to get into it. You know, used to play sports. We ran track together and everything like that. So it was like, you know what? Going from track, I might as well try to have some guys punch me in the face. Let's see what happens.
But I mean, your initial plan wasn't to end up being a pro, though, was it?
No, you know, once I started doing, I was like, let me just see what this can do. And actually, you know, I'm old, and when I started, there wasn't even pro boxing in Minnesota. It had stopped years ago, and we didn't have a commission here, and so it was never a plan to be a pro. And then, like, halfway through my career as an amateur, it's kind of slowly started coming back, and there was this little bit of part of me was like, you know what? I would love to have just one fight, you know? And my wife didn't want me. She was like, no, you know, you got a family, you got to do this, do that. And I was like, baby, I got to do one fight. And she was like, okay, you got to do one fight. I will support you, stand by your side. And it went from there.
Okay. Question 2. What boxers inspired you in your career?
What boxers inspired me? Amateur boxers. I'm going to tell you 2 people that inspired me will be James Taylor and brother from the first gym I was at, Circle of Discipline, named Mark Tang. He was just so smooth with everything he did. He had no wasted movements. He was just slick. He was an amazing fighter in my opinion. And as far as professionals, to me, the GOAT of all GOATs is Muhammad Ali. He was just inspired. Like, I don't understand the way that he moved. It doesn't make sense for somebody his size to do the things that he did. But the real fighter that just turned my eye to everything, beyond everything, is Thomas Hitman Hearns, baby. That's where I get that overhand right from. I'd love to fire that right, just like Tommy. And that's who I tried to be like in my fights.
Okay. Question 3. Do you have any boxing superstitions?
Yes, I do have superstitions. It really, mainly the main superstition I have is after on my way to weigh-ins, I usually got some chicken nuggets. Just let that be. And then after weigh-ins were over, I always went home and I watched like 2 movies. I watched a Rocky movie and I watched Denzel's Man on Fire, and ate popcorn and drank some Dr. Pepper because I could just do whatever I could do. I made weight, so I'm all good.
Okay. That's a different superstition, I'll tell you that. I've never heard that one.
That's the way my fights had to be, man. Other than that.
All right, question 4. What's something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
How dedicated of a father I am to my girls and my son. Like, I love them so much, and like my life would be so much different without them. And I try to, everything I do is primarily for them. I know it sounds a little, basic or whatever, but I literally live for my kids. I love them.
Okay. Question 5. Do you collect anything?
Do I collect anything? That's a good question. No, I've tried to collect things, and I end up losing it. Like, I'll put it somewhere where okay, so I'm gonna keep this here, and then I'll start moving stuff, and then eventually things are lost. So that's something that I wish I could collect. I wanted to collect baseball cards when I was younger, things like that, football cards, but I lost them, or I bend them, and things like so. Not really.
Okay. Question 6. What are the top 5 things an amateur boxer needs to know when they decide to turn professional, in your opinion?
1, you're going to get punched. Let's understand that. I know that might sound simple, but you're going to get punched. 2, you have to run. You have to run some more, and you have to run some more. Condition is like a majority of everything is your conditioning. 3, that jab. You have to work on that jab. That jab is so important. I got it. Like, you're told it over and over again, but it's still, it just doesn't click in everybody's mind that jab can save your life, man. Like, it can save your life. 4, don't try to be like Mayweather and do all the fancy stuff. Learn the basics. Keep your hands up. You got to keep your hands up. Like, one thing I'm really trying to teach these guys right now is, like, I need you to put your hands up. Every time you start punching, you don't put your hands up. They're like, what? I thought my hands were up. And 5, you need to have a mentality of, I'm out here to destroy everybody. That's my opinion.
Okay. All right, question 7. What do you think in your opinion what is the number one problem in boxing right now?
The number one problem in boxing. Uh, that's an interesting question. I think I would say that the sanctions or the way that the management systems are set up, they're not allowing top fighters to fight other top fighters. Guys are being brought up along, and they're missing too many of like the big fights that need to happen because of management teams. Like this Bud Crawford Spence fight that's getting ready to happen should have been happened. Should have been happened. I'm team Crawford all day.
Okay. I was gonna ask you that, seeing you just brought it up. I'm Team Crawford too, so
Crawford is like right now. Crawford's my pound for pound.
okay. All right, question 8. What's a typical Friday night for you?
Well, I work for the post office. I usually get off late. I'm working like 10, 11 hours at my job. Fridays, I don't go to the gym. I go home and I spend it with my wife, Julie. And if I can't get there in time because it's closed, she will go for me. Otherwise, I go to Five Guys and I pick up a double bacon cheeseburger from them with Cajun fries. That's a must. That's every Friday. I work hard, and that's what I need. I just need my Five Guys is everything to me on Fridays.
All right, way to give Five Guys a shout out. Hopefully,
I love Five Guys. Hey, come do a deal with your boy too.
Hey, I love Five Guys too, man. They're good.
Them Cajun fries are fire.
All right, question 9. Do you have any phobias?
Yeah, like you mean like the simple basic ones like spiders? Charles is scared as hell of spiders. Let's keep that a real. If someone was to start feeling on my neck right now, I'd lose it. I'd lose it on camera. I'd look real soft. Let's just keep it there. We don't have that.
Is that the only one you got? Spiders?
Yeah, I got weird things. I got little OCD things. So I'm afraid of driving next to semis. Like I always have this fear that they're gonna fall, and I will speed up or I will slow down and just go slow. There is never, and I don't go around turns when there's a semi. Nah, we'll wait. We'll wait on that.
I think a lot of people might agree with you on that they don't like driving next to semis.
I do not. Do not.
Right,
right off the bat, I think that's it, though.
All right, question 10. What's something that you're very passionate about besides boxing?
My kids, and trying to find a way to spend time with my wife. Like I said, I work, I coach, and I work a lot of hours, and I really trying to find all the time I can to make sure I get some time in with the wife.
Okay. Question 11. What has been the biggest accomplishment in your life so far?
I feel like this conversation is getting ready to be mad one-sided already. I mean, for sure one-sided, or not one-sided, but something that I feel like just being a dad, like just being a dad, you know. Wait, the question was, what's something that I feel like I accomplished, right?
What has been the biggest accomplishment in your life so far?
Yeah, I'm a little punch drunk too. I'm old now, you know, I'm 50 years old now. I think just raising my kids the way that I have, with supportive with my wife, and when I got my son, he's an electrician. My daughter graduated from St. Thomas last year college, and my youngest daughter is a senior at ASU in Arizona. Like, just watching them grow up has been the greatest accomplishment. I think I could have ever like hoped for. But a selfish big accomplishment that I ever had, or that I have had, is I once had a teacher tell me I was a loser and I'd be a loser for the rest of my life. So I remember that teacher had a Rolex, and it was like the first time I ever seen a Rolex in person when I was in 11th grade, and 11th or 12th grade, one of those two. And I remember thinking, all right, I'm gonna get a Rolex just like him, and if I'm a loser, we're gonna be two loser sons of bitches together. And so now we both are. Just now, we both are.
All right. Question 12. Who's your favorite athlete?
Hands down, Muhammad Ali. It's more than just boxing, though. It's like everything. It's his whole body of work. It's what he did and what he does in the ring, which I already stated earlier. It doesn't make sense. Like the way that he moves, the things that he does, and the way that he did it, it just didn't make sense to me. Still to this day, like I'm just in awe. Even when I try to explain it, and the man's not even alive anymore. He's so crazy. But then outside of boxing, the humanitarian that he was, and the way that he cared for his people, I think is just unmatched by anybody in sports history.
Okay. No, I mean that's a good pick. Like you said, he's done more than just be an athlete. So
Right.
Question 13. If you could box in a celebrity boxing match with any actor or athlete, who would you want your opponent to be?
Wow. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to box any of my favorite guys that I love, because I don't want to. I'd destroy them. So, as far as an actor, let's keep it real, because my favorite movie series of all time is Rocky, and I'd like to put some hands with Creed. I mean, he was so good in Creed, or not with Apollo Creed. He was so good, like his talent was immense. I'd love to box with him.
Okay, so you'd like to box with Carl Weathers then?
With Carl Weathers, yes. That man was
right.
extremely talented.
All right, question 14. Who's the one boxer that you would have to get your picture taken with and possibly an autograph if you ran into him?
Tommy Hearns. I even Caleb Truax went down to Mississippi and fought Jermaine Taylor. And on that card, Tommy's son was fighting. So I went with Caleb just for the chance to possibly meet Tommy Hearns. And I even went to Detroit last year for a Vikings game, and I made my wife go with me to his old gym, hoping to possibly anything could happen. Everywhere I looked in Detroit, I was looking for Tommy. I don't even know if he lives there. Tommy's my guy.
So you never got to meet. You didn't get to meet him when you went with Caleb?
No, he wasn't. He didn't go. He didn't show up to the fights.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good because his son got destroyed. I don't know who he fought, but he got laid out in like the third or fourth round. I mean, sleeping bad.
Okay.
So,
question 15. If you had to be a clown at a kid's party, what would your clown name be?
So you asked me, I don't know what question it was. What's a phobia? Charles don't like the clowns. Charles don't like the clowns, so Charles is not being a clown. I don't know what to say.
Okay, that's fair, but if you don't like clowns, if you're dressed up as a clown, as long as you don't look in the mirror, how do you know that you're a clown?
I'm just creeped out right now. I'm not even up front.
So I guess you would never do that job, even if you got paid good. Then
Charles we're not clowning, bro. We're not being a clown. We're not doing a clown. Some things are not worth it, man.
All right, question 16. Who was the hardest puncher you ever faced in the ring in a fight or sparring?
So it's between two people. Um, I don't remember the gentleman's name as an amateur. I just know he was this light-skinned brother, and he was from Milwaukee. He hit me so damn hard that my whole body, like, we were both going for a punch. He hit me, my body just collapsed, but we were falling into each other, so I just held on to him, and my legs were like, we're done. And so I'm literally holding on to him with my arms. The referee had to break us up, but I wouldn't break when the referee said break. And I was like, I'm not breaking. I'm not breaking. And finally, he was like, Charles, and finally pushed me away. And then I ended up following the referee. When he was like, go ahead and fight, he backed out. I followed him. I stood behind him. And he had to like dance out of the way and be like, what are you doing? Oh, no, I'm just ready for you, whatever. But
so your legs came back in a couple seconds?
yeah, it took about 30 seconds. But the other one would be Kenny Cost. Kenny Cost hit me with a shot that, whoo, I'm good, bro. I'm good. It didn't stop me, but Kenny Cost, yeah, that shot hurt.
Okay, question 17. What's your best boxing memory in your career?
I got to give you two. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, that's fine.
My best boxing memory, shit, there's like so many that I can really say. I didn't mean to swear.
No, that's all right. You can. It doesn't matter.
All right. So there's like multiple memories that you have, but my fight with, all of a sudden I just forgot his name. That is hilarious right now. It's
Watts?
probably my, what's that?
Is it Watts?
No. I'm so forgetting his name. I was just at his gym, Firehouse, the other day. He's a Corey Rodriguez.
Oh.
Unbelievable fight. Like, my best fight. He challenged me like nobody ever. We threw hands like I've never done. I think it was my sixth fight was with him. And the 5 previous fights, I don't think I threw as many punches as I did in that one fight with Corey. It was just a war. So I like that's just a great. It ended up in a draw too, but I wish we would have got to run that back. But the other thing is because of boxing, I've got to meet so many people, and I got to meet. I got to do this charity for the NBA Muscular Dystrophy Association, and I got to meet all these kids during this charity every year, and I did it for like 6 years until COVID came about, and it's unreal just being able to be that they were asking me to be part of the charity event, and I got to come back every single year, giving back, helping raise money for those kids was highlight of my life. Highlight.
All right. Question 18. Are you artistic in any other way with your hands besides boxing, as far as like building things, painting, drawing, photography, writing, anything like that?
You know, if you're going to put it in that way, it's going to be a big no. I don't draw or anything, but I mean,
nah. Are you creative in any way with your hands?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Okay.
The only thing I ever do with my hand besides boxing is I love to work on my car. I like to do all the stuff and learn new things to do. It might sound a little weird, but that's so nice to be underneath the hood, you know, pulling the tires off, you know, changing different things. That's a great feeling, honestly.
Oh, that's a good answer. Mechanical stuff. You're using your hands?
I love it.
Okay. All right, question 19. If you could be any animal for one day, what animal would you want to be?
When I was young, they called me Cheetah, so I'm going to stick with Cheetah.
Okay, you'd want to be a cheetah.
Oh, yeah, your boy used to get up.
All right, question 20, your last question, and then I'll let you get back to the baseball game, and hopefully it's not over by then.
No, it's not over. I think we're still up 2-1 Let me see what. We're losing 3-2.
Okay.
We were up 2-1. We'll get it right back though.
All right. Question 20. Have you ever had an incident where you almost died?
Well, let's go over it. So, I remember I was never like injured where I almost died, but I do remember I was young. I crossing the street over on 38th and Nicollet. The traffic was busy. I tried to cut in between traffic. The guy was turning. The car behind him just flew out from behind him and was coming at me full speed. And I remember my whole body just seized up. Like I was running and my body just stopped in the middle of the street. And I'm looking at this car coming at me full speed. And he finally stopped about a foot in front of me. And I remember thinking, you know how people get paralyzed in the movie and they can't move? And you're like, that's fake. Bro, it's not fake. My legs literally stopped. I was running. They stopped. And I couldn't move. That was my closest to death I almost had.
All right.
38th and Nicollet almost ended me. Oh, man.
Well, you still remember that, so.
To this, I'll never forget it. That scared the piss out of me.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking time from the Minnesota Vikings or the Minnesota Twins game to come on and do our random 20 questions. And hopefully the Twins pull it off.
Something just happened.
They must have tied it up.
No, not yet, but we got a guy on second, so
okay.
It's in the bottom of the ninth now.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to the game. Is there anything you want to say to your fans or to the gym, to the kids at the gym before we go?
Yeah, and all the kids at the gym, remember, hands up and jab, and I need you to run. But all my fans that have ever came to see me, they'll never know how much I appreciated anybody taking the time out of their life to come and spend a minute just to watch me do something that I'm so passionate about. I appreciate every one of you guys. I still get stopped to this day. Guys asking me about, oh man, I used to watch you all the time. I love the way you fight. It's like one of the greatest feelings ever. Just to have somebody knowing that they spend any of their time or money to come see you is a blessing by God.
All right. And with that, the truth has spoken.
Thanks, John.